Hello, and welcome to Noal Food. On our journey today, you and I are going to discover how a simple dragon fruit can become an entire, massive industry that reaches all around the globe. If you're as curious as I am, let's find out together. Hey there, let's explore this together. Wow, just look at that. It's unbelievable. It just stretches on, forever. And when night falls, oh, look at this. It's like a city of lights. Are you curious to see it up close? Here, do you see that? It's a dragon fruit. Just one post, and it's already covered in fruit. But the thing that really gets me is the scale of it. Thousands upon thousands of posts, all perfectly straight. And of course, it's all automated. Look at that irrigation system. From above, it looks like a painting. A green carpet, dotted with millions and millions of pink dragon fruits. It's overwhelming. See, we look so small down here. Oh, Zone 1. It says Zone 1. Does that mean there's a Zone 2, Zone 3? It feels like we're in a giant dragon fruit maze. And all of this greatness leads right here, right next to the farm. A factory, a massive processing machine. And then sunrise. It truly begins. Do you see that? Hundreds of people, all at once. And do you hear that sound? Oh, look at their hands. Unbelievably fast. Just constant work. And look over here. Thousands of crates, just waiting. And then boom. In no time at all, they're completely full. And right away, the convoy. You see it? Just one after another. From above, we see them. It looks like a giant snake, winding its way through the farm. What a sight. And this is where it gets crazy. Look at this. Dozens of forklifts, just moving nonstop. And the result is this. Walls. Actual walls of dragon fruit. I was wondering how they handle it all. Oh, here it is. It all gets dumped right here. Look at that. A river of dragon fruit. A pink river, flowing straight into the factory. Remember that river of dragon fruit from before? Well, and they go. It looks like they're going to a spa. First, a giant ozone bubble bath, then through these high-pressure jets. They really want to make sure everything is perfectly clean. Then they're blown dry. And look at that. That's so smart. They automatically fan out into 5, 6 separate rows. It's like merging onto a highway. And this is where, oh, you have to see this. Hundreds of people. I have never seen so many people working so focused and in sync. Can you see the speed of their hands? Just flying. I seriously can't even keep up. I get it. They're picking out the best ones, the perfect ones, to be packed fresh immediately. A whole gigantic haul, just for packing them fresh. So, the question is, what about the ones that aren't perfect? Where do they go? They go on a different journey. This is where the machines separate the pulp. See that? So clear. The skins go one way, and the pulp, the valuable part, goes another. A very clean split. One part of the pulp gets sliced. Look at that. It's like a rain of dragon fruit. Delighted, slice after slice falling down. And the workers, oh, they're so meticulous. They have to spread out every single slice, nice and flat. And you know why? To get them ready for this massive machine. A drying oven. Look at it, it's unbelievably long. We're talking tens of meters long. What about the other pulp? It gets pulverized, turned into this vibrant pink puree, and pumped through this sterile pipe system. It looks so clean and modern. And look at those storage tanks. They're as tall as a 2 or 3-story building. That's unbelievable. But this is the part I'm most curious about. Freeze drying. Sounds so high-tech, right? First, they have to flash freeze it. Look, cold air everywhere. Then it goes into An entire room full of these huge, shiny machines. And the result is a waterfall of fine pink powder. Can you see that? From fresh fruit to fine powder. And finally, the bottling. Just look at this speed. It's dizzying. Just non-stop. Capping, labeling, it never stops. This whole process, it's truly a symphony of machines. So what about all those dry products? Curious, how do they get packaged? Oh, look at this machine. It's like a high-tech octopus. It's weighing, precisely to the gram. And here's the result, another river. This time, a river of finished pouches. And of course, the powder too. Look at that auger filler, so precise. That's the dried goods. But what about those fresh fruit cartons we saw earlier? Look at this. It's like a highway system, just for boxes. They seem to know exactly where they're supposed to go. Another one slaps on a label, S58, and oh, what is that? It's stacking them on the pallet itself. So perfectly, like a robot playing Tetris. And finally, a tight plastic wrap. Everything is ready for its journey. And where do they go? S60, a cold storage warehouse. They said it's the size of a stadium. Look inside, it's endless. Shelves stacked right to the ceiling. Thousands and thousands of pallets. And this is the loading bay. Not one, but dozens of docks. Dozens of forklifts. They're loading 10, 15 containers, all at the same time. The scale of this, it's just unimaginable. But do you remember the skins? The part that got left behind at the factory? Here they are, whole mountains of them, but they don't waste them. See, they're turning it all into compost. And then, that compost goes right back into the earth to plant thousands of new cuttings. A complete circle. Nothing is wasted. This might be my favorite part. And look, do you see this? This is the next part of the journey. After leaving the factory, these containers, they are truly going all over the world. It's amazing to think that all that hard work is now crossing the ocean. And here they are, being unloaded at a port somewhere, maybe even close to where we live.
What if we told you there's a fish so ancient it swam with dinosaurs, so massive it can reach 15 feet long, and so bizarre it breathes air like you and me? Meet the Arapaima, the freshwater giant of the Amazon. In this video, we'll follow the Arapaima's journey from the murky waters of the Amazon through traditional and modern fishing methods to high-tech processing lines. You'll discover how this river monster, which can live up to 20 years, is now being farmed, sold, and why conservationists are racing to protect it from overfishing. This is the untold story of one of the world's most mind-blowing fish. Meet the Arapaima, one of the Amazon's most jaw-dropping residents. This prehistoric-looking giant is one of the largest freshwater fish in the world. They can grow up to 15 feet long and weigh up to 440 pounds. Did you know that it breathes air? Yep. Unlike most fish, the Arapaima gills are so small that it takes in air using a modified swim bladder that opens into the fish's mouth and acts as a lung. This means they swallow air from the surface and then use it to absorb oxygen, so it can hang out in oxygen-poor waters or even survive up to 24 hours out of water. With its coppery green head, Black body, red tail, and vacuum-powered gulper feeding strategy, this fish doesn't just look cool, it is cool. It's a top predator that dines on fish, insects, fruit, and sometimes even snatches birds or monkeys from trees. Oh, and when it comes to parenting, arapaimas take it to the next level. The dads actually carry the babies in their mouths for protection until the fish get a bit older. Such devoted fishy parents. Believe it or not, there are places around the world where people are actually farming these freshwater giants. Yes, real-life arapaima farms. If you're curious about how people raise these massive, drop a comment and let us know. Wild arapaima fishing is a dramatic, high-stakes game, and it's all because of one unique trait. Arapaimas have to surface to breathe air. That's right, these river monsters can't just hide in the depths forever. Traditional fishers take advantage of this by waiting patiently with harpoons in hand. When an arapaima comes up for air, it's struck with a barbed harpoon and then beaten with a stick to finish the job. But there's also a different method that's more team-based and less dramatic, using large nets. Fishers spot arapaimas coming up for air, then work together to surround the fish with massive nets. Once trapped, the fish are carefully hauled towards smaller boats. It's still tough work after all. After the arapaima are caught, the small fishing boats don't head straight home. They all make their way to a central gathering point, kind of like a floating market for giant fish. Here, the freshly caught arapaimas are sold to large-scale buyers who are ready to take things to the next level. From there, the fish are sent straight to the processing facility, where the real work begins. First, they're gutted and thoroughly cleaned. Then, each fish is weighed and tagged with detailed information: size, weight, catch location, everything you'd need to trace it back. And then, it's go time. For local buyers, the fish are sold fresh. We're talking still glassy eyes, fresh from the water level freshness. But for orders coming from farther away, the fish are either quick frozen or packed under heavy ice right on larger transport boats to keep them pristine all the way to their final destination. The mighty arapaima isn't just a fish in parts of South America, it's practically a multi-purpose toolkit. Local communities have found all sorts of traditional uses for this freshwater giant. Its bony tongue, for instance, is believed to have medicinal properties. Even its massive, armor-like scales don't go to waste. They're often used as natural nail file. Once the frozen arapaima reach the processing plant, the real work begins. These giants are first completely thawed to ensure an even, safe handling process. After defrosting, each fish goes through a thorough quality check. Every detail is inspected, from the condition of the flesh to the tags and data attached to it. Only when everything checks out are the fish moved on to the next stage. Skilled workers carefully cut them down into large meat portions, preparing the hefty fillets for markets near and far. With a fish this big, every slice counts. After that, the large slabs of arapaima meat are handed over to skilled workers for filleting. Luckily, this fish has very few bones, which makes the job much easier and faster. The fillets are then thoroughly rinsed, neatly trimmed into smaller portions, and carefully weighed and counted. Once everything is just right, the portions are packed, vacuum sealed, and ready for the next step, either hitting the local market or getting shipped out to distant destinations. Clean, efficient, and nothing goes to waste. Arapaima is a true culinary treasure in the Amazon region, often called the cod of the Amazon, and for good reason. Its meat is boneless, tender, and super versatile. Locals traditionally salt and dry the meat, rolling it up into cigar-shaped bundles that can be tied and stored for long periods without spoiling, a smart method in areas without much refrigeration. One fish can feed a whole family or even a small village. Besides drying and salting, arapaima can be cooked in all kinds of delicious ways. Because its meat is firm, boneless, and mild in flavor, it's incredibly versatile. Some people stew it with local herbs and vegetables for a hearty meal, or pan-fry slices until golden and crispy on the outside. In more modern kitchens, arapaima is also used for making juicy fish burgers, flavorful ceviche, or even gourmet sashimi-style dishes. However, because arapaima is considered a rare and highly prized delicacy, it has unfortunately been overfished in many parts of the Amazon. To protect this iconic species, several fishing restrictions have been introduced, including seasonal bans and size limits. In response, conservation groups have stepped in to raise awareness among local communities and implement research programs. These efforts include tagging wild arapaima with tracking chips to study their movement and behavior, as well as developing sustainable breeding projects to help boost their numbers. With over 1.2 billion sheep worldwide, These animals are raised for soft wool, rich milk, and tender meat. From ancient herds to modern mega-farms in Australia and New Zealand, sheep remain essential to global agriculture. Every morning begins with grazing, milking, or shearing, and ends in markets across the world. This is the story of nature's most versatile farm animal. Sheep were the first domesticated over 11,000 years ago, kick-starting organized livestock farming. Sheep are incredibly versatile animals raised for their soft wool, tender meat, and rich milk. Today, there are over 1.2 billion sheep in the world. The top producers include China, Australia, India, Sudan, and New Zealand, with Australia alone exporting over 50,000 live sheep per shipment across the ocean. Whether it's for milk, meat, or wool, sheep are at the heart of some of the most important agricultural economies worldwide. The journey begins with choosing the right breed. Breeds like Dorper, Suffolk, and Texel are popular due to their rapid growth and high meat yield. For milk, East Frisian and Awassi sheep are among the best. Picking the right breed means better productivity and healthier animals. Every morning starts with feeding. Sheep primarily graze on grass, but during dry or cold seasons, they're given hay, grains, and mineral-rich supplements to stay healthy and productive. Spring is lambing season. Ewes are pregnant for about 5 months, and the warm weather ensures they have access to the nutrition needed to carry and nurse their lambs. And here's a fun fact: lambs can recognize their mother's voice within days of being born. Newborn lambs need warmth, proper nutrition, and gentle care to grow strong. Their mother's milk, rich in fats and nutrients, helps them grow quickly. From just 10 to 20 days old, lambs begin weaning and gradually switch to young grass and special feed. By just a few months, their signature thick wool begins to form, and they start contributing to the farm's productivity. Here's something wild. Sheep wool never stops growing. Without regular shearing, some sheep can grow up to 40 kilograms of wool, causing overheating, blindness, or even death. On the farm, skilled shearers work quickly but gently, ensuring that each sheep is safely shorn without harm. Shearing is essential for their health and is often done once a year, yielding around 4–8 kilograms of wool per sheep. After shearing, sheep are treated with anti-parasitic sprays, vitamins, and are marked for identification. This keeps them healthy and infection-free. Each ewe can produce up to 3 liters of rich, creamy milk per day, perfect for making gourmet cheese. Sheep are gently guided into the milking area, where their udders are cleaned before being connected to automatic milking machine. Sheep milk is a nutrient powerhouse, containing more calcium, protein, and vitamins than cow's milk. It's used to make premium cheeses like Roquefort and Pecorino. In fact, some dairy sheep can produce up to 600 liters of milk per year. That's enough for over 120 kilograms of cheese. Sheep are typically harvested for meat when they reach 6 to 12 months of age. Transporting sheep by trucks and ships is common in major sheep-producing regions like Australia and New Zealand. In fact, Australia exports over 1 million live sheep annually by sea. At the port, the sheep are transferred onto massive livestock ships. And here's something you might not expect. Some live export ships can carry over 50,000 sheep at once. These floating farms are equipped with feeding systems, water supply, and onboard veterinarians. The sheep are monitored around the clock during long sea journeys. After days at sea, the cargo ship arrives at its destination port. Here, the sheep are unloaded with the same level of care and precision as when they were loaded. At the meat factory, sheep carcasses are divided into smaller parts such as ribs, shoulder, calf, thigh, according to market requirements. This process is often performed by automatic cutting machines and industrial lines, creating neat and even meat parts. Then, skilled workers manually trim fat, check hygiene indicators like bacteria levels and heavy metals, and vacuum seal the meat for safe delivery. Lamb meat has a rich, slightly gamey flavor and is often grilled, stewed, or turned into kebabs. It's a high-protein, heart-friendly meat rich in iron, vitamin B12, and unsaturated fats, making it a favorite in both traditional and modern kitchen. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.
Did you know that the global lobster market is worth over $6 billion a year? Or that a single lobster can sell for more than a luxury handbag in some countries? But behind every juicy lobster tail on your plate is a world you've probably never seen. Filled with underwater cages, late-night feedings, and incredibly skilled fishermen. In this video, we dive deep, literally, into the fascinating world of lobster farming and processing. Let's see how these ocean creatures are raised, cared for, harvested, and finally delivered fresh to your table. Get ready to have your mind blown about lobsters. Did you know these incredible creatures were once considered poor man's chicken, even fed to pigs and goats? And forget what you thought about their color. They're not naturally red. They can be green, yellow, or even a stunning blue, only turning that familiar crimson when cooked. Plus, they're quite the escape artists, able to swim both forward and backward, even scooting away in reverse when alarmed. Talk about surprising. These long-lived ocean dwellers can even reach up to 100 years old, sometimes growing to an astonishing 4 feet long. Lobster farming at sea? Oh yes, it's a real thing, and surprisingly popular in coastal areas where the waters are just right. In countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, and parts of Australia, you'll find bustling marine lobster farms, especially in sheltered bays with clean, warm waters. The two main styles of farming are pretty cool. You've got the classic wooden raft cages floating on the surface, and then there's the submersible net cages. Those hang below the surface like underwater apartments for lobsters to chill and grow. And let me tell you, picking the right baby lobsters is a big deal. Farmers carefully select strong, active young lobsters with no signs of disease or deformities, making sure there's a good mix of both sexes to boost growth and survival rates. Once chosen, these little clawed cuties are gently released into sea cages, either in floating wooden rafts or underwater net pens. Feeding lobsters is way more intense than you'd ever imagine. It's not just tossing in pellets and calling it a day. Lobster farmers go full-on seafood buffet mode. They prep hefty bags loaded with goodies like fish, snails, clams, mussels, even tiny crabs. Then hop onto their boat, heading out to the sea cages. But wait, before serving up the next seafood feast, there's cleanup duty to handle. Lobsters aren't exactly tidy eaters, so farmers have to clear out the leftovers from the previous meal. That means diving down and using their hands to scoop out and brush away the scattered shells of snails, clams, and other bits still hanging around in the cage. It's like underwater housekeeping. And while they're at it, farmers also take the time to check on the lobsters, observing their health, behavior, and making sure everything's okay. Once the cage is all clean and tidy, it's mealtime again. The farmers scatter those bags full of all kinds of tasty treats, and the hungry lobsters don't waste a second. They swarm in like little underwater beasts and dig in. Watching them eat is wild. They grab food with their powerful claws, crack it open, and munch away with surprising precision. It's like a crustacean buffet down there, messy, fierce, and oddly satisfying to witness. While the lobsters are busy feasting, the farmers check for any sick or dead lobsters and quickly remove them to prevent the rest of the gang from getting infected. Then they gather the unfortunate ones and release them into the ocean. Out there, fish and other creatures gladly accept the offering. Nothing goes to waste in this underwater ecosystem. Harvest day finally arrives. Lobsters are usually harvested once they've reached market size, typically around 0.3 to 0.5 kilograms each, depending on the target market. There are two main ways to do it. One, the farmers dive down with mesh bags, swimming through the sea like underwater treasure hunters, hand-picking the lobsters one by one. Or two, they haul the entire cage up onto the boat, hop inside, and gather the lobsters directly. Either way, it's a mix of hard work and excitement. Because hey, it's payday for all that underwater babysitting. When the lobsters finally make it back to shore, the work's still not over for our hardworking fishers. They've got to sort the lobsters by size and even by gender, carefully placing them into separate baskets. Then comes the weighing, super precise, because every kilo counts. Once that's done, they tie up the baskets securely with ropes and gently lower them into seawater tanks. Why? To keep the lobsters alive and kickin' all the way to the buyer. The most commonly farmed species are the ornate spiny lobster, scalloped spiny lobster, and sometimes painted spiny lobster. Different sizes, colors, growth rates, but all delicious and ready for their spotlight on the seafood stage. Ah, lobster, the superstar of the seafood world. You can grill it for that smoky, buttery flavor, steam it to keep all the sweet meat juicy and tender, or boil it the classic way with lemon and herbs. Feeling fancy? Try it baked with cheese and garlic, butter poached, or tossed into a luxurious lobster pasta or lobster bisque. Even a simple lobster roll can steal the show. Nutritionally, lobster is a winner too. It's low in fat, high in protein, and packed with good stuff like vitamin B12, selenium, zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids. So, have you ever tried lobster?